EyeNinja. Sulcus. What? Eric, I give you one job. Think of a frickin'... Tell him to cut.
And special guest appearance by me, Dr. Retina Rocks himself.
That's it.
Steve Bloom.
He thinks he's so special. Hello. You've seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Fragment. Well, here's another secret Sulcus surprise. Silently stalking an unsuspecting surgeon. Whoa! That's Steve Bloom!
Oh, nice to meet you. He's a real ninja.
What in the hell is that supposed to mean?
He made Retina Rocks, the online database of the Retina World Congress.
I thought you were trying to say that I'm not a real... Never mind, just think of a good title for the video.
Hey, Kirk and Larry, I gotta go up to clinic now. See you guys later.
Does that guy follow up today? This case of a famous race car driver starts like any good eye case, grinding metal without eye protection.
Doesn't sound good. Through the cornea and lens, drags vitreous, tears retina, impacts up here, settles down by the tear.
Wow, Bloom already lasered the tear around the fragment with a bad view?
Eric! The posterior segment is lucky the anterior segment slowed the metal down. Otherwise, it may have perforated sclera. Anyway, after sewing the cornea as perfectly as possible, the anterior surgeon removed the cataract, preserved the capsule, and placed a sulcus lens.
Hey, Michael, Dr. Tenkman left some cataract in your vitreous. But don't worry, I can take care of that.
Gee, thanks, Dr. Bloom.
What? That bag was toast.
Okay, Michael, I just got the piece of metal out of your eye. I'm going to place an air bubble. Hopefully your retina's going to stay attached.
Posterior pitfall.
Meh.
Posterior predicament.
Hello? Steve? A pressure of 58? That does sound serious.
Yeah, Larry, I have no idea what's going on. The eye's not overfilled, it's like 70%, but the lens is doing something weird and the chamber's shallow.
Oh, Steve, I can help you. What's going on here is that your air bubble pushed the lens forward into the pupil, causing pupil block. So none of that fluid in the gravity-dependent portion of the eye can get out. I'll help you out. I'll send the resident down to make a PI so all that trapped fluid can come forward and escape out the meshwork. See you soon.
Place a PI to prevent posterior partner palpitations.
I like that one. We'll see. But go help him out.
Hey, Eric, your PI's open and the pressure's great, but I still don't know what to make of this lens.
Sir.
Didn't we have that glaucoma specialist Tenkman on the case? I just don't know why Larry screwed up and didn't do a PI during initial cataract surgery. I mean, the lens looks really bad, and I'm sending it back to Tenkman to fix his own mess.
Eric, your PI failed to put the lens back in the sulcus. Now it's scarred like this. Yeah, now that lens won't budge. Okay, visco-dissect behind the PI and push. Push! Man, I'm gonna break zonules.
Sir, he should have had surgery sooner. That's scarred.
Thanks, Eric. These super synechia have closed the sulcus, but if I just push harder and harder and harder, gosh, I hope these zonules hold up.
Sir, what if they don't break?
Oh, they're gonna break, Eric. And they finally did.
So you're putting the lens back in the sulcus. Are you going to do a rhexis to lock it in place?
Probably a good idea, Eric, but we have to be able to see what we're doing.
A manual rhexis? Under the lens? With these annuals?
Why can't I engage the last? Can't leave the lens glued to the iris. But not a manual rhexis, Eric. 5mm YAG rhexis. With the ring in. Now back to the OR. Easy. Capture.
Wow, was that Dr. Bloom's idea?
You are testing me, Eric.
Whoa! Look how good he looks today.
3.5 years later, tiny scar, almost no irregular astigmatism, and that IOL has perfect capture.
You know, that's the best thing you've said all day, Eric. A confession? I didn't really try to sabotage retina. We learned something today about iatrogenic angle closure. Without a PI, an iris sutured lens can block the pupil and prolapse its optic too. And look how much better this ACIOL looks after a PI. And yes, it's true, anterior air bubbles cause angle closure too. The bubble pushes the iris way back, and all the fluid is trapped behind. And now we know, don't sabotage your retina surgeon. Place a PI.
I got it. This silent sulcus snare can produce quite the scare if the retina docs put air in there. Is that iambic pentameter? Still too long.
Sulcus sabotage.
Are you kidding me? Sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good.
Larry, retina rocks.
I want to thank all of you. Isn't it amazing when we work together and build off each other's ideas? I can't wait to see what reverberates back here. Now, I started making videos for climate change, but that arena doesn't feel like this one. Two sides don't listen. Special interests sprinkle in bad info and misrepresent the other side. I hope that someday that arena feels like this one. Let's work together. Do something to reduce your family's emissions. Solar panels for home, for work. Charge that car while it sits in the sun all day. We can make a difference. We have to.